So there's been a lot of talk in the group recently, and I'm getting a couple of messages from group members as well, about the difficulty of getting seen on Facebook. And people are saying their posts are not being seen on Facebook. And that is true. There's a reason for it, which I'll explain. And there also is a way around it, or 12 ways around it, none of which involve taking out expensive Facebook ads, because Facebook ads are a whole new ball game. You really need to know what you're doing, or otherwise you're going bankrupt, throwing money away. We don't want that. I might look at doing a live maybe on Facebook ads, but that's something that people are interested in. But let's look today on how to get views on Facebook without having to worry about ads. So here's the problem. You're posting and you're not getting many or any bookings. You might get the odd like, you might get the odd comment, you might get nothing at all, so no one has seen it. The reason for that is that Facebook is a business. It wants to make money. It's not here just to give us a platform to talk on freely, unfortunately. Oops, sorry about that. Those basic things. Don't want to go off halfway through. There we go. Right. So it's not here to offer us a free service, unfortunately. Back, I think, before 2012, everyone would see your post. It was great. But not many of us know how to do Facebook ads, as I just said. So it's not, I want to show you ways that you can do it. You can be seen on Facebook without spending a fortune. And the problem with ads as well is that if you do it wrong, you're just buying ads, and getting zero results. And you could do that for ages without results. You need to know what you're doing. So I have come up with, I think, 12 ways in total that will help to get your posts seen and help get you seen and visible on Facebook. So first up, we have live and recorded videos. And if you're having a heart attack on the spot and you're going to put your phone down and run away, hang on a second. I can show you ways that will make that easier for you. I know how terrifying the thought of video can be. We look at Facebook and Instagram stories. Making your post helpful and interesting. If you have interesting posts, helpful posts, they're more likely to be liked and commented on by people who see them, and then they're more likely to be shared. The more likes, comments, etc. you get on your posts, the more Facebook is saying, oh, this must be a good post, people like it, so we'll share it with them. Facebook want to improve the end user experience, so they're looking at the people who are scrolling on Facebook to make their experience as helpful and enjoyable as possible. They don't really mind about us trying to beaver away, trying to get a business going. Asking your friends to share is a really good idea, and I'm going to go through ways of actually doing that as opposed to just mentioning to your friends, sorry, would you mind when you see my post sharing it? You can do it much more directly than that and get better results. Events are really good. If you ever got an invitation to an event that you accepted, you'll have seen that you will be kept informed about the event. It keeps popping up in your timeline. Linking your business page to your personal page, easy peasy, and makes a big difference. Sharing a bit on your personal page. So people will see your personal page more than they'll see your business page. And sharing a bit on your personal page is okay. If you do it too much, Facebook will shut you down because you're running the business for your personal page. But maybe once a week or something, the odd thing. Oh, by the way, I have this on my business page, have an offer or whatever. It's worth doing. Change your header on your business page every now and then. And I'm going to go into more detail on all of these. Don't worry if you're thinking, what is she saying? What's that? I never heard that. Facebook groups are a biggie. You're in them now. You know that. Start a newsletter is probably the most important thing you can do to get benefit from your social media accounts. Start your own group. I haven't done that I haven't done a group yet for clients, but I have a couple of ideas that I think might work, and I'm going to share them with you. So if you have any comments, questions, or anything like that, or you don't know what I'm talking about, just type in the comments and I'll come back to you. And if you listen to the replay, also type in you don't understand in the comments. I will be keeping an eye on this and I will keep going back to it. So have a quick check at the comments. Oh, hiya Terry, how's it going? Nice to see you. Right, so I hope that is clear so far. So just a quick bit about me in case you don't know who I am. And sorry if you've heard this 20 million times and you are bored to tears. So my name is Jenny. I'm a holistic therapist, aromatherapist and tutor, and have been for over 20 years. I practice and teach aromatherapy, massage, natural facial. I don't actually teach Reiki and IoT, I do practice them. Reflexology and acupressure. I've been employed, I've been self-employed, I've run my own centre. I have found multiple outside-the-box ways and inside-the-box ways to market my business at work. A lot of ways that didn't, that were real time sucks. So what I'm hoping to do with this masterclass and with all my other masterclasses and courses is to help you to cut corners so you can avoid all the time wasting, frustrating bits and get straight to the part that's going to really help your business. So first up, live and recorded video. And that can be absolutely terrifying. I know a lot of people watching this and watching the replay are going to be getting a sinking feeling and saying there is no way, absolutely no way I'm going to do any kind of video. I'm going to keep doing posts, I'll do stories, I'll do newsletters, I'm not doing video. That's exactly how I thought. Absolutely terrified at the thought of it. But videos get way more views than posts. Videos are a biggie. Stories are quite good at getting views too, but I would think that maybe videos, especially live videos, and they'll go, ah, live videos. That's what I did, so that's why I think I know what's in your head. They got way more views. Well worth looking at. So I've often done a couple of really quick lives just to say I'm doing a class or whatever, and I might do a post saying the same thing, and the live will get a lot more views, more comments, more everything, more results. So here are a couple of tricks that I think will help you. If you haven't done video before, I would start with pre-recorded video and I would practice a couple of times. So you can do it, you can go back. There's a video editor on most computers now that you can cut bits out, whatever. If you don't like that bit, but just want to, the rest of the video is fine. So when I say practice, don't practice too much. So maybe do take 1, take 2, take 3. After that, just put take 3 up. Because at the end of the day, people are not looking for perfection. And who will you be talking to through your videos? You'll be talking to your clients. What do your clients want? They want information. They want to know how they can use that essential oil. They want to know what stretches they can do that's going to help their lower back pain. They want to know some tips for eating healthily or whatever your speciality is. They don't care if you trip over your tongue once or twice. And I've done that, and you've heard me doing that loads of times. Talking backwards and everything is great. They're not looking for perfection. They're looking for information. So even this video now, I mean, you probably don't really care if my makeup isn't perfect. You don't really, you know, you're not going to notice what I wear. It's not that interesting. It's just you want to know how you're going to get more views on Facebook. So think about it like that, and don't overthink it. And you don't even need to do very long videos. My other tip is to plan what you say so you don't ramble. You don't necessarily need to read from a script. You can at the beginning. It might be a good idea at the beginning. Have the script maybe on your computer so no one can see it, but you can, so you don't forget what you're saying. Or just go through your main points. So how I would normally break up a video, I would tell people what they're going to get. So to start this video, I told you that there was 12 ways to get seen on Facebook without having to pay for ads. Give them a little bit of information about yourself. You don't have to go into too much detail. They want to know that you are qualified to teach them. So if you're going to tell them about essential oils and a recipe that they can use that's really, really good for stress, they would like to know that you have been a qualified aromatherapist for 3 years or whatever, so you know what you're doing. Then deliver the information. So have your information in points in your head or on paper to tell them what. I find the slides are great, because if I didn't have the slides, I'd probably lose track of what I'm saying. I lose track of what I'm saying anyway, but anyway, it'd be worse without slides. But it just gives you something to work with. Talk in your own voice. So don't try and come across as someone different, or talk as though you were talking to friends, because that is a lot more engaging. And you can always tell if somebody is trying to be something that they're not, and it's kind of a turn off. And your videos don't need to be long. So if this is something that is terrifying you, and believe me, I can completely relate to that. I mean, you might see me then doing a video and it's not taking a hair out of my head. That was not the case at the beginning. I had sleepless nights before we'd even do a pre-recorded video. Never mind a live. That was just out of the question. But it's well worth doing. So if you haven't done any videos yet, start off with a couple of pre-recorded videos. Come up with some tips for your clients, whatever your expertise is, and then give them some information on how they can book with you to get more benefit. So I hope that is helping you. And as I say, do post in the comments if it's not, and I'm just checking the comments to make sure that there is no questions. That makes no sense. So you see, you can say silly things and it's fine. Hi, Anina, nice to see you. Oh, Naomi, how are you, lovely? Okay, and now live videos. And as I say, I know how terrifying these can be. Live videos get a lot more views than pre-recorded. So you have posts get some, pre-recorded videos get more, and live get a lot more. People are notified before when you go live. So you might have got a thing on your Facebook saying Jenny Sheridan's going live on Holistic Education Group. What I did before I started doing Facebook Lives, I set up a private group with just myself and my friend in it. So I could have a couple of dry runs and I could check the background and check I didn't look like, you know, a crazy person. That never worked to look like a crazy person. But it just, when I was going to do the real thing, it made it easier. It wasn't as terrifying. And remember as well, again, I know I said it before, but people are looking for information. They're not looking at you to criticize you, to see, oh, she doesn't look very well, does she? You know, and if there is something like that, you know, you don't really care if they like you or not. Well, you probably don't like them anyway. What I did as well, I thought about one person and I spoke as if I was speaking directly to her. I didn't say her name. That would look a little bit weird. So, hello, Jenny, how are you this morning? No, that wouldn't look good. Also, an option is that you can use slides. You can use slides for a pre-recorded or a live video. Now, I would suggest that you do build up to letting your face be seen, because people do like to see your face. As they're not looking for perfection. They want to know you're a real person. They want to see the colour of your eyes, as the old saying is. So slides are a great option as well. You can make slides on PowerPoint and you can make slides on Canva. That's the two that I know of. And if you want any more information on any of that, let me know. Actually, if anything I'm talking about and you want more about it, let me know, because I'm always looking for, you know, topics for the next masterclass that people actually want to hear. So, sorry, I'm just checking making sure there's. I know it's nice that when you're asked a question that you get it answered right away. That's why I keep an eye on it. So let me know what you think, if you would consider doing a pre-recorded video, if you would consider doing a live video. Stories are also a very good way, and they get more views. So you probably know when you go into your when you go into Facebook, you see, or you get notifications, oh, this person has shared a story, this person has shared a story, and you click on that and you get all their stories coming up. And I know when I do stories, I get a lot more comments and likes and everything than I do on a post. Stories are visible for 24 hours, and people are notified that you have made a story. You can keep the stories as highlights. So you can click on it, and there's a way of doing that, where the story will stay up on your page if you want to keep it. Make your posts interesting. Well, this would apply to posts, it would apply to videos, it would apply to anything. If you're giving people helpful advice and tips, you're sharing recipes they're going to be able to use. They're going to ask people to share. If you want people to do something, ask them to do it. So don't put up a post and hope they're going to share. If you'd like them to share it with your friends, say, please share this with your friends, I'd really appreciate it. You're way more likely. People are obliging, people like to help, they're much more likely to share if you ask them to. And on your posts, etc., don't just sell. Obviously, you have to sell because it's a business and you want to make ends meet and you want to get more clients in the door so you can help more clients, etc. But don't just sell. So a lot of the helpful posts, etc. But just the thing about tips and helpful posts, you can share a helpful post or story, and still turn it into a invitation to book. So you might say, well, if you have a headache, these oils are absolutely fantastic, and my client had this result, or I had this result, absolutely great. And if you need more, feel free to book in, because I can include these oils. I make up a custom blend for you. I'll include a nice deep neck and shoulder massage. So nothing wrong with that. People are still getting something interesting. What I try to do is, even if somebody is not going to book in, I still want them to walk away with something. So I put up a thing about headaches and what will help headaches, and only a few people are going to book in. But the people who walk away will have something that they can use, because it's all about building up your reputation and your status as an expert. And you are an expert. I know most people are probably thinking, oh, I'm not, now I only do this. You know way, way, way more than the vast majority of people out there about what you do and about how to help people stay well. And sorry, the end of this is always have a call to action on your post. Call to action is giving them something to do. So you can book now. Have a link to your online booking system. In the Social Media Savvy course, I go into great detail about how to set up an online booking system that's free, that you can use on social media, on your website, newsletters, etc. I won't go into too much about that now. Another call to action might be, please share this post. Tell your friends about this. So, I'm skipping ahead of myself. Ask your friends to share. So you can ask your friends to share your particular post. You could ask them to share your page. So I'm just making sure there's no questions going on there. Okay, so ask your friends to share your page, as opposed to just, if you see a post, would you mind sharing it? I mean, you can do that too. But what a good way of doing this is to actually send messages on Messenger on Facebook to say, look, you could talk to people different ways. You might have people you know really well, people you know are running the business, and just then I say, hi Mary, how's it going? Listen, as you know, I have a holistic business and love the bits and all that, and would really help me if you wouldn't mind sharing it for me. If you could share the page for me, it would help me get more views and help me get more clients. Really appreciate that. Thanks a million. And if you can't, I fully understand if you're busy or whatever, that's fine. You could send a different message to people you might know slightly. Maybe you've chatted to on Facebook, maybe you've met once or twice in person, and then send a different message to people that you don't know, but are your friends on Facebook. And all along the lines of, would you mind sharing this? It would be a big help. I'd really appreciate it. And this is who my therapies help, or this is how I help people. I can help people with PMT, with fibromyalgia, with arthritis, with migraines, with stress, with anxiety. That too long a list, maybe 4 or 5 things, but I hope I'm making sense. Sometimes I wonder, what am I saying? What was that? So something like that is more likely to get people to share your page. The more views and comments you get, the more Facebook lets your post be seen. So if you have a post you really want to be seen, send out a message to 10 or 20 people if you can, and just say, look, I'm putting up this post or video, and it's really important. I really want to get it seen. Would you mind liking it, sharing a comment on it? The more likes, shares, and comments I get, the more it's seen. So, as I say, tell them how you can help. You can share with real friends or Facebook friends. Sometimes they're the same thing. Tell them how much would help you. And also, just I would add a thing, especially for people I don't know that well, that there's no pressure. If you don't have time for this, that's absolutely fine. Okay, so how am I making sense still? Here's another little tip that most people aren't aware of. You can ask your friends to see notifications first. And what that means is that on their feed, your posts will come up first. And then if they could click and like your posts, that would be a big help for you. You could also ask your clients and just say, look, would you mind clicking this little button to see my notifications first, because that way I can share more of my tips and my special offers, etc. with you. And it's easy peasy. So here I am on my friend Cindy's page, Ecotherapy. She is a lovely therapist. You go to just below the header where you have likes, following and share. You click on following, you get a drop down menu, and then you click see first. Just takes a second and it can make a difference. So some of the things I'm telling you are going to make a big difference right now, and some will take longer, but I say throw everything at it, and this just takes a minute. If anyone has anything to share that I haven't come up with for ideas of getting seen on Facebook, let me know. That'd be great, and I'll share it on this as well. Events are great. When you invite people, they're notified of the invitation. And once they accept, they get automatic reminders. This event is starting in blah, 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 or whatever. I wouldn't do it too often. Once a month, once every 6 weeks might be loads. And I wouldn't invite everyone who is on my list of friends. At the moment, you can just share with Facebook friends, unfortunately, but we work with what we have. So when I'm doing an event, I will actually go through it and click the people I think will be interested in it. I won't click everybody, because I find it very annoying myself if I'm added to events that I'm not ever going to use, and obviously the person who invited me didn't consider that, it just invited everybody, and that would make you turn off notifications altogether from somebody. So events are a good way of getting seen. They're an easy way to get seen. You can get something like you're sharing a special offer. You have Mother's Day bonanza or something where you're going to share different kinds of vouchers, or limited time offers. You have this special treatment with a facial, a foot scrub and a back massage. You're only going to issue 20 vouchers of this, and this is what the event is about. So obviously word it better than that. But I hope this has given you a couple of ideas that you will find useful. Change the header on your business page. I have a couple of people I know who are doing upsell therapy, my other online course, and they have just made lovely headers. So probably thinking, oh no, I don't have to change more, you have to make it, it's lovely. Not very often. Every now and then, change your Facebook header. And it might even mean you're just going to add something to it. So you might have it as it is, and then have free facial for the first 5 people to book, just in a little somewhere on the header. Because whenever you change your Facebook header, it comes up more in people's feeds than posts do. So Jenny Sheridan has changed her Facebook header, and you might notice if you have seen that from me, that I've changed my Facebook header, you'll see I do it a couple of times. What is she changing it 3 times for, like, in 5 minutes? The reason is I'm trying to make it mobile friendly. So it looks one way on the PC and another way on the phone. So you need to check that it's okay on the phone, because most people are going to look at it on the phone. So I wouldn't change the profile picture even very often. If you're using a logo as your profile, I wouldn't change it at all, because that's what people are associating with you. And I tend to just leave that picture as it is. I might change it at some point, but every now and then, maybe every 2 months, add something, do something to your Facebook header, because it gets more views. So I'd love to know if you do any of these and how you're getting on. So kind of feel free to post in the group and let me know how it's going for you. And if you want any help, of course, I'd be happy to help you. So newsletters. Just going to double check, there's no comments, sorry. Newsletters is one of the most important things you can do. That sentence makes no sense whatsoever. Having a newsletter is really, really important. Sorry. You see, as I say, you don't need to be perfect on Facebook, and I am a perfect example of not being perfect on Facebook and not being perfect on videos. And as long as people are getting the information, I don't really think they care. So, newsletters are so important because social media is fickle. Now, I like social media, which is why I'm on social media and why I teach about social media. But it's fickle and it can change, and the mysterious algorithms that we don't understand in the first place can change. So we still don't understand them. And you can use all these ways and they will help you. But you don't really have control over who sees your posts. I say you can't help that, but you don't really have control over it. But you do have control over who sees your newsletters. You don't have control who opens them. But when you send out newsletters to people, they will get the newsletters. Subscribers for your newsletter are way more likely to book, buy vouchers, refer their friends, share a newsletter with other people than any other group, because you can really build up loyalty and make connection. The only exception I'd actually say to that is that a Facebook group would be different. A Facebook group, you do get that loyalty, that camaraderie, and you can see from this group, I mean, there's lovely people in this group and there's great kind of communication going on. But apart from that, newsletters are a great way of actually having control over who sees your information and what you're sending. But whatever you do not use your own email. If you use your own email, you can be blacklisted. As in, none of your emails will be seen. You won't know for how long. You won't even know you're blacklisted. But what happens is that people don't get your emails. Even when you're replying to an email that they sent you, they don't get them. So that is what blacklisting is. It could be 3 days, it could be a week. I don't know how long Google do it for, maybe it varies. And also because of GDPR, people need to be able to unsubscribe easily, which they can't do from a normal. If you send out a normal email, they have to email you back and say, stop emailing me. But with newsletter software, which I'll explain in a minute, they can just click unsubscribe. Also, if you have newsletter software, you can see how many people opened your newsletters, how many clicked on buttons. You can see what's working, what to keep doing. Oh, they love that headline, I'll keep doing that. They must like that picture, I'll keep doing that. That got a lot more opens, whatever. So I hope this is making sense. And a lot of this is kind of technical tweaking. Checking and tweaking. Good God Almighty. What language am I speaking? It's not English, that's for sure. A couple of options for you for newsletter software. MailChimp and MailerLite are free. MailChimp for, I think it's 2,000 subscribers was when I last checked. And I think MailerLite might be something similar. So what you can, oh, sorry, ignore that because the rest of that slide is an error. So we moved swiftly on and pretended it didn't happen. So I hope that this is making sense about newsletters, because it's really important that you find somewhere, when you have people who are following you, who are interested in what you're doing, that you have somewhere to engage with them away from social media, so you have more control over it. Actually, I missed something. One of the things I missed, or the thing I missed, was share on Facebook groups, share on buy and sell groups. Check the rules first of all, because some groups don't have promote. We don't have it here because I just want to have a feed that's really kind of practical, helpful tips for people. But there's lots of buy and sell groups and even holistic groups that do let you share your stuff, and it is well worth doing. I've got quite a few clients by sharing on Facebook groups, but double check the rules to see them. They're usually in the pin post at the top of the page. And here's an idea for you. I haven't done it before, but I think it might work very well. How about a group for your clients? When I first heard this idea, I was thinking, clients are not going to want to join another Facebook group just to hear me talking about my therapies. But if you make the group something that it's something to help them, it's all around helping clients. So create a group, invite your clients to join the group, make it worth their while. Share your tips, your recipes, exclusive offers, etc. Things I mentioned before. In Social Media Savvy, I go through a lot of ideas, over 90 ideas for different types of Facebook posts, which you can also use in groups or newsletters or whatever. So it's one way of not getting stuck for ideas, but you might have loads of ideas yourself already. So tips, recipes, exclusive offers, stretches, whatever you think will help them. Ask them to invite other people. I do that all the time on this group when new people join. Would you mind inviting your friends if it's something that can help them? And a big thing as well is to plan your content in advance. So don't do what I did. Put up a Facebook group and assume everyone's going to start talking and engaging, and you can just pop in and say a few words every now and then pop out again. That'll be fine. The group will die. I had a group of students. I knew them all personally, and the group just, nothing happened because I wasn't doing anything to it. So have a plan of content. So you might know, like, special events that are coming up, like Mother's Day, Father's Day, etc. Post around that. This is a nice little treat for your mum, not necessarily to do with therapies. Here's a nice little bath oil you can make her using this and this essential oil. And you will also share your own stuff as well. So I have this exclusive offer on, blah, 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 but just having a mixture of purely helpful tips and information about your therapies. And don't forget as well that your therapies are something that people need. Your therapies, as you know, can turn people's lives around, so don't be afraid to share them. On the group name and header, make the benefits clear. I actually noticed I got a lot more people joining my group when I changed the header. So say, like, on the header, what you're going to cover, who it's for, etc. Take a look at mine, might give you some ideas. I know it won't be the same when you're talking to clients. So a mixture of helpful and promotional posts, as I just said, and also set clear rules. Most important rule is to be nice to people. So I have, well, that's one of the most important rules probably the most important rule in my group. I haven't had to use it very often, but the rule is that there are no smart comments, there are no put downs. No one is asking a silly question. If you don't know something and you're asking a question, I don't want anyone come along and saying, I need to know that. I've only had to actually enforce it once, but you probably know what's in the rule is be nice to people, no put downs. Any put downs will result in the member being thrown out of the group, not in those words, and there are no discussions, no second chances, they're gone. Because if somebody makes a smart comment to somebody, it's not my job to teach them to be nice. Just, I want to keep the group nice, friendly, safe, and enjoyable for everybody. And that's what I would suggest everyone would do in their group. So I really hope this is helping you. Hey, we could do a challenge on videos. It will be up for a challenge, even just, what we could do? so so many of these go on at the same time. We could do a live challenge in the group, not even a challenge, but just if people want to practice a live video, they can go live in this group. Just to get the comments, the feedback, the support, because it's really great when you're doing something new to have someone saying, "Oh yeah, that's really, I love when you do that. Actually, I wouldn't do it that way though. I would say this." You know, it's just really, really helpful. And everyone in the group, as I say, is very, very supportive, helpful. There's no one there who isn't nice. So I hope that this is going to get your creative juices flowing. And I put up a few more posts now. You might have a little bit of fun with this. And if you want to take it further, I want to share an offer which you may have heard. I have a course called Social Media Savvy. And I'm sharing it with you because it was on special offer for COVID. And now it's gone back up to its normal price. So Social Media Savvy is all about creating like a load. I'm going to give you a load of posts that you can use in various different ways. There's over 90 ideas for posts, but they're kind of done for you. I kind of write out what you could say, and you can take what I have, or you can change it around for yourself. So a lot of the work is done for you. There's lots of step-by-step videos, so I explain everything one step at a time, so you don't get overwhelmed and you're still getting results. And I have a doable plan for you to set up a system that you can get ongoing bookings from social media without spending too long at it. It does take time to set up the system, but once it's up, once it's done, it's done. Okay, so it's an online course and you have lifetime access. There are 90, I think over 90 compelling post ideas that, as I say, are done for you. You won't be stuck for what to post. So you have one of those days and you've no idea what to post. Put up your course and you can pick from the different types of posts and then pick the post you want. I'm also going to walk you through step by step how to set up an online booking system. This is something that is so important, and not just on social media. So when you're creating a post or a story or a video or whatever on social media, you can have below it the link to book with you. So they can see, oh, that looks good, and here's how you book. Otherwise, you have people saying, that looks good, must get back to that. And what happens? They see a pretty kitten picture. They see, oh my God, my friend went to that restaurant. And we're like goldfish when we're on social media, as you know. I'm also going to share a step-by-step tutorial for setting up on MailChimp. MailChimp is great, but like any software, if you don't know what you're doing, it can have you tearing your hair out. Now, I'm not saying you couldn't go on MailChimp and figure it out, but I've made the class to be a shortcut for you. And you can look over my shoulder, you can follow along, and you can always contact me if you're stuck. And MailChimp is free. So you learn how to create a bank of photos and videos with just your phone. I'll share a graphic design tool for clickable posts, so you can make really good pictures, and it's free as well, and it's easy to use. I've shared it a few times. I did a Canva tutorial earlier on in the group, and you learn how to create your posts in less than 3 hours a month. So you have everything created and scheduled and ready to go. So 3 hours would be doing one post a day on one platform. So I hope this is all making sense. So I have an offer on this course. It is normally 150, and it is good value because if you get 3 people booking in with you from this course, you know, your price is covered. But until Sunday at midnight, it's €53. So I'll post a link below here. It's essentialsholistic.com, easy social media for holistic therapists. I hope you found that really helpful. If you have any questions, feel free to post them. And as I say, I'll be keeping an eye on the feed, and I will answer any questions that you have. So listen, thanks for anyone who came along, and thanks for anyone who's listening to the replay. Post your question below and I'll post more about some ideas I might get from this in the group. Thanks a million. Talk to you soon.